serious? There was literally a bunch of chickens on the road. Now they're all running away. Yeah, hence the word chicken. Wow, they're all running away. Isn't that hilarious? Like a bunch of chickens are on the road. We're in Daegu and we're biking 100 plus kilometers all the way to Busan. So I just found something really incredible, guys. So I was just biking through the countryside of Daegu, and you see these rocks behind me? They just look like normal rocks, but they're actually 3,000-year-old Bronze Age tombs. So this is just so incredible. So yeah, they look like just normal rocks, but there's a sign over there that explains that these are actually up to 3,000-year-old Bronze Age tombstones, basically. So if you can believe it, people at one point somehow picked up these rocks and actually moved them to these positions, which is, you know, just unbelievable, because these rocks have to be thousands of kilos, you know, in weight, and somehow prehistoric humans were able to pick these up and move them here. So this is just, I mean, such an incredible find out here in the countryside. So every time I do these bikes, you have no idea what you're gonna find, and this was just so big for me. So here's the sign that explains everything. All right, everybody, so that is the mountain I just biked up. So to get to Cheongu Gun, you have to bike over this mountain, because the only way to go through is a tunnel, but it's illegal to go through the tunnel and extremely dangerous. You'd probably die. It's really narrow and dark and the cars are flying. So your only option is you have to go up this mountain here, and you can see in the background it says Gun, which is a district of Daegu. And then you got to go all the way up this mountain. I biked up like 90% of it, and I was huffing and puffing, and then I pushed up the rest. And then right in front of me is Cheongdo. So this is Cheongdo right in front of me, and my bike, I checked on Naver Maps, my bike is literally on the line between the two cities. And my jacket here is in Daegu, and my backpack is in Cheongdo, because I actually checked on the map exactly where. And now I just stepped foot in Cheongdo for the first time, so I'm gonna keep the mission going. So I just had to show you this town, village, whatever you want to call it. I couldn't believe it. You know, right now I'm in Cheongdo Gun, Neho-ri. And I mean, this place it's the definition of a small town. I mean, this is incredible. There's just, in the middle of nowhere, there's this small town. And we're right on the border of Gyeongnam, Gyeongsang South and Gyeongsang North, and there's just this little village right on the border, and it's just really unbelievable. I had to show everybody here because this is just incredible. So There's a kitty. Yeah, everywhere you go in Korea, they got stray cats everywhere. They are very adaptable creatures. Anyways, yeah, this small town is just incredible, you know, that there's just, like, who would ever think that in the middle of Gyeongnam, or this is Gyeongbuk right now, there's just this little town right here, and no one's ever come here, nobody knows about this place, but here it is. And there's just thousands, if not tens of thousands of little places like this scattered all around the country, and you'd never know about it, right? Because thankfully I live in Busan, so it's very far away from Seoul in the capital area, so this is a kind of really unchecked territory. Usually not many people can get out to these areas because they are so remote and rural. I mean, look at this place here. It's really interesting place. I wonder what people do for work around here. Obviously something related to agriculture. Oh, it's beautiful. All right, so we are passing into Gyeongnam South right now. This is the border right here. So once you cross this bridge, you are in Miryang, Gyeongnam South, and on that side of the bridge is Cheongdo, Gyeongsang North. So we have officially crossed the provincial border, and we got a little ways to go. So we're officially in the middle of nowhere, Miryang, and it looks like this. And it smells like somebody's heating their house with a fire or something like this. So yeah, Miryang. This is what rural Miryang looks like. Alright guys, so we're in big trouble here because my bike, the back tire is bulging. The back tire of my bike is bulging. So I just called my buddy, and that means there's like a weakness in the tire. So every time I'm riding, it goes like da-dum, 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 da-dum. So, I mean, it could blow at any time. And I'm really far away from civilization right now. I'm in the middle of nowhere. I'll show you. So, you know, I'm right, you know, this is what I'm looking at right now. And I'm in Miryang, but I'm just about to get into cross the border into Yangsan. So I need to get to a bike shop ASAP or fix this myself. So otherwise it's not looking good. So I don't know what to do. And also the time, it's almost 6 o'clock, so the sun's going down too. I'm not even anywhere close to Yangsan or Busan. So yeah, we'll see how this plays out. So I just got super lucky. I was just about to start changing my tire by myself because the store shut. But some Korean biker guy just showed up with some problem with his bike, and then he actually ended up calling the number on the top there. So he ended up just calling the number, and then the owner, the elderly owner, just said he was gonna come, no problem. So I got saved big time. I thought I was gonna have to do it myself, which isn't a huge problem because I have a spare tire and a pump. So, and I consulted my bike owner, the bike shop guy that's by my house, and he told me kind of what to do. And I'm really good with my hands, so I could probably figure it out, but still, there's a chance that I could make a mistake or something like this. And also I need a light because I'm at least an hour away from the subway in Yangsan, the closest escape point from this trip. So I'm gonna need a light because it's gonna be pitch black on the Nakdong River. It's nighttime, and basically, thankfully my tire actually wasn't broken. There was some problem with the chain tension, so it was pulling when I was biking. It felt like there was something like a bulge or something wrong with the tire, but it's okay. And thankfully he got me this light because it is pitch black out here. I mean, I'm on the middle of the Nakdong River. Gimhae is across on the other side, and I'm in Yangsan, but very, very far away from Yangsan, the city. So I mean, I've been watching a lot of like scary stuff lately, and I'm out here like all by myself, and it's pitch black. Like, obviously the sensor on this camera is not gonna be that great, but I mean it's basically pitch black out here. And I'm on this like suspension bridge, and it's squeaking. You can see it shaking too. The suspension bridge is shaking a little bit, and it's almost dead silent out here too. Like, this is almost unheard of in Korea, right? Korea is so densely populated with the cities. Like, it's dead silent and really dark out here, so it's really incredible. Okay, guys, seriously, that was the craziest bike ride ever. There's Yangsan. Finally, there's Yangsan. I mean, so I was in Miryang, and then you take a pathway, a bike road. It's just a bike road that goes all the way to Yangsan city. Like, here's the city of Yangsan, all these bright lights. But when you're on this pathway, there's absolutely nothing. On your left is a train track and a mountain, and on your right is the Nakdong River, and there's nothing you can see over there. That's it. Maybe a few lights. And where I was back there, not even any lights on the other side. It was for 2 hours. For 2 hours, I was on a pitch black bike path just like this with my light. It was so freaky. Like, I don't scare easily, but it was so freaky. And your mind starts for 2 hours, right? So at first it was okay. I wasn't bothered at all, right? You can see me in the other video. It's fine. After an hour, like, you're gunning it. Like, you're absolutely gunning it for an hour, and you still can't see Yangsan. It's just so far away. Like, it's not even that far away. It's maybe 20 plus kilometers away. But the way the angle of the river and this big mountain here, like, it blocks the city lights of Yangsan. So it's like this huge optical illusion that, like, you bike for like 2 hours, but you never see Yangsan, right? And Yangsan's a pretty big city. Like, it's quite dense, and there's a lot of tall buildings. Like, you can see it. It's pretty lit up, right? So you're going on this little pathway, and you think any minute you're gonna see the lights of Busan or Yangsan. Nothing. 2 hours later, I come into this park like this, right? And there's Yangsan over there. And if you just go like a kilometer in that direction, you'll be right into a bustling city, and basically Busan, a suburb of Busan, and which is very dense, very huge city. But anyways, I mean, your mind starts playing tricks on you. Like, straight up, like, because there's like wind in your ears too. There's like a constant blowing, like like what you're hearing on the audio probably right now. And you hear that for like 2 hours, and you start to hear little voices maybe, or the scratching of your helmet on your hat, and there was, I was biking through this one section, and it was tall grass on both sides, and then there was an animal. As I was zipping by, it startled the animal. So all of a sudden the brush just went like whoosh, and I was already like getting freaked out, because I wasn't even gonna stop to get some water because I was so freaked out. And then, like, right as I was getting freaked out, like, this animal rustled in the bushes right next to me. It was a very narrow pathway and kind of long grass brush on both sides. And seriously, it just startled the animal, and it went like whoosh, it just scared the bejeebas out of me, right? After middle of nowhere, pitch black, you just see your light and reflections on the ground, and some reflectors on the railing, and it's seriously pitch black for 2 hours, and your mind just goes crazy. Like, you think someone's like right behind you, and how can somebody be right behind you? You're zipping on a bike. Like, I was seriously gunning it on my bike for about 2 hours, and you feel like you're never, like a mirage or something in the desert. Like, you feel like you're never getting closer, because you never see the lights of anything. You don't see any city or anything. You're just thinking to yourself, how could I be coming into Busan and Yangsan, like a big city like this, and you can't even see it. And even when you get in, it's the angles, right? The angles in the mountain, it just completely blocks it until you get into this park. And it's just such a, I mean, your mind plays tricks on you, and once you let your mind start getting the best of you, you get scared and you get like freaked out. And I watch a lot of Mr. Ballin, and he talks about people going missing and people that are psychopaths that just hide in the, something like this would just hide and kill people. I mean, I doubt it would happen in Korea, but I mean, there's precedent for this in Western world for sure. You have no idea, and like sometimes you get into these big parks. You get like when you're going through the path, it opens up to sometimes these big parks, and you can't see anything in these parks, right? You don't know if there's people there or whatever. You don't know if you're gonna come to like a roadblock or something, and then someone's gonna jump out. Although this is very unlikely, right? Korea is a very safe country, and it's just so weird to go that long in Korea without seeing a single person. Korea is so densely packed. There's people everywhere. And you go for 2 hours, you don't even see one person, and it's completely dark. It's the craziest experience. I can't even, like, nothing in Korea compares to this, right? It's just like in Korea, there's just people everywhere. Everywhere you go, it's impossible to avoid people. It's impossible to avoid lights everywhere. Like, it's almost unbelievable that what that trail at nighttime does to your mind and what you see and what you witness.